Whispered Wonders, Vintage Bedtime Poems. Wynken, Blynken and Nod by Eugene Field. Wynken, Blynken and Nod one night sailed off in a wooden shoe. Sailed on a river of crystal light into a sea of dew. Where are you going, and what do you wish? The old moon asked the three. We have come to fish for the herringfish that live in this beautiful sea. Nets of silver and gold have we, said Wynken, Blynken and Nod. The old moon laughed and sang a song as they rocked in the wooden shoe, and the wind that sped them all night long ruffled the waves of dew. The little stars were the herringfish that lived in the beautiful sea. Now cast your nets wherever you wish, never afraid are we. So cried the stars to the fishermen three, Wynken, Blynken and Nod. All night long their nets they threw to the stars in the twinkling foam. Then down from the skies came the wooden shoe, bringing the fishermen home. 'Twas all so pretty a sail, it seemed, as if it could not be. And some folk thought 'twas a dream they'd dreamed of sailing that beautiful sea. But I shall name you the fishermen three, Wynken, Blynken and Nod. Wynken and Blynken are two little eyes, and Nod is a little head. And the wooden shoe that sailed the skies is a wee one's trundle bed. So shut your eyes while Mother sings of wonderful sights that be, and you shall see the beautiful things as you rock in the misty sea, where the old shoe rocked the fishermen three, Wynken, Blynken and Nod. The Land of Nod by Louis Stevenson. From breakfast on through all the day, at home among my friends I stay. But every night I go abroad, afar into the land of Nod. All by myself I have to go, with none to tell me what to do. All alone beside the streams, and up the mountain sides of dreams. The strangest things are there for me, both things to eat and things to see, and many frightening sights abroad, till morning in the land of Nod. Try as I like to find the way, I never can get back by day, nor can remember plain and clear the curious music that I hear. The Moon by Louis Stevenson. The moon has a face like the clock in the hall. She shines on thieves on the garden wall, on streets and fields and harbour quays, and birdies asleep in the forks of the trees. The squalling cat and the squeaking mouse, the howling dog by the door of the house, the bat that lies in bed at noon, all love to be out by the light of the moon. But all of the things that belong to the day cuddle to sleep to be out of her way. And flowers and children close their eyes till up in the morning the sun shall arise. The Land of Counterpane by Robert Louis Stevenson. When I was sick and lay abed, I had 2 pillows at my head, and all my toys beside me lay to keep me happy all the day. And sometimes, for an hour or so, I watched my leaden soldiers go, with different uniforms and drills, among the bedclothes through the hills. And sometimes sent my ships in fleets, all up and down among the sheets, or brought my trees and houses out, and planted cities all about. I was the giant, great and still, that sits upon the pillow hill, and sees before him dale and plain, the pleasant land of Counterpane. Escape at Bedtime by Robert Louis Stevenson. The lights from the parlour and the kitchen shone out through the blinds and the windows and bars. And high overhead and all moving about, there were thousands of millions of stars. There ne'er were such thousands of leaves on a tree, nor of people in church or the park, as the crowds of the stars that looked down upon me and that glittered and winked in the dark. The dog and the plough and the hunter and all, and the star of the sailor and Mars. These shone in the sky, and the pail by the wall would be half full of water and stars. They saw me at last, and they chased me with cries, and they soon had me packed into bed. But the glory kept shining and bright in my eyes, and the stars going round in my head. Someone by Walter de la Mare. Someone came knocking at my wee, small door. Someone came knocking, I'm sure, sure, sure. I listened, I opened, I looked to left and right, but naught there was a stirring in the still, dark night. Only the busy beetle tap-tapping in the wall. Only from the forest the screech owl's call. only the cricket whistling while the dewdrops fall. So I know not who came knocking, at all, at all, at all. Tired Tim by Walter Delamere. Poor tired Tim. It's sad for him. He lags the long bright morning through, ever so tired of nothing to do. He moons and mopes the livelong day, nothing to think about, nothing to say. Up to bed with his candle to creep, too tired to yawn, too tired to sleep. Poor tired Tim. It's sad for him. The Night Wind by Eugene Field. Have you ever heard the wind go, "You"? 'Tis a pitiful sound to hear. It seems to chill you through and through with a strange and speechless fear. 'Tis the voice of the night that broods outside when folk should be asleep. And many's the time I've cried to the darkness brooding far and wide over the land and the deep. Whom do you want, O lonely night, that you wail the long hours through? And the night would say in its ghostly way, "You, you, you." My mother told me long ago, when I was a little tad, that when the night went wailing so, somebody had been bad. And then when I was snug in bed, whither I had been sent, with the blankets pulled up round my head, I'd think of what my mother had said, and wonder what boy she meant. "And who's been bad today?" I'd ask of the wind that hoarsely blew. And the voice would say in its meaningful way, "You, you, you." That this was true, I must allow. You'll not believe it, though. Yes, though I'm quite a model now, I was not always so. And if you doubt what things I say, suppose you make the test. Suppose when you've been bad some day, and up to bed are sent away from mother and the rest, suppose you ask, who has been bad? And then you'll hear what's true. For the wind will moan in its ruefulest tone, "You, you, you." The Sugar-Plum Tree by Eugene Field. Have you ever heard of the sugar-plum tree? 'Tis a marvel of great renown. It blooms on the shore of the Lollipop Sea, in the garden of Shut-Eye Town. The fruit that it bears is so wondrously sweet, as those who have tasted it say, that good little children have only to eat of that fruit to be happy next day. When you've got to the tree, you would have a hard time to capture the fruit which I sing. The tree is so tall that no person could climb to the boughs where the sugar-plums swing. But up in that tree sits a chocolate cat, and a gingerbread dog prowls below. And this is the way you contrive to get at those sugar-plums tempting you so. You say but the word to that gingerbread dog, and he barks with such terrible zest that the chocolate cat is at once all agog, as her swelling proportions attest. And the chocolate cat goes cavorting around from this leafy limb unto that. And the sugar-plums tumble, of course, to the ground. Hurrah for the chocolate cat! There are marshmallows, gumdrops, and peppermint canes, with stripings of scarlet or gold. And you carry away of the treasure that reigns as much as your apron can hold. So come, little child, cuddle closer to me, in your dainty white nightcap and gown, and I'll rock you away to that sugar-plum tree in the garden of Shut-Eye Town. The Flyaway Horse by Eugene Field. Oh, a wonderful horse is the flyaway horse. Perhaps you have seen him before. Perhaps while you slept, his shadow has swept through the moonlight that floats on the floor. For it's only at night, when the stars twinkle bright, that the flyaway horse, with a neigh, and a pull at his rein, and a toss of his mane, is up on his heels and away. The moon in the sky, as he gallopeth by, cries, "Oh, what a marvellous sight!" And the stars in dismay hide their faces away in the lap of old Grandmother Night. It is yonder, out yonder, the flyaway horse speedeth ever and ever away, over mountains and lanes, over mountains and plains, over streamlets that sing at their play, and over the sea like a ghost sweepeth he, while the ships they go sailing below. And he speedeth so fast that the men at the mast adjudge him some portent of woe. "What, ho there!" they cry, as he flourishes by, with a whisk of his beautiful tail. And the fish in the sea are as scared as can be, from the nautilus up to the whale. And the flyaway horse seeks those faraway lands you little folk dream of at night, where candy trees grow and honey brooks flow, and cornfields with popcorn are white, and the beasts in the wood are ever so good to children who visit them there. What glory astride of a lion to ride, or to wrestle around with a bear? The monkeys, they say, come on, let us play, and they frisk in the coconut trees, while the parrots that cling to the peanut vines sing, or converse with comparative ease. Off, scamper to bed, you shall ride him tonight, for as soon as you've fallen asleep, with a jubilant neigh he shall bear you away, over forest and hillside and deep. But tell us, my dear, all you see and you hear in those beautiful lands over there, where the flyaway horse wings his faraway course, with the wee one consigned to his care. Then Grandma will cry, in amazement, "Oh my!" and she'll think it could never be so. And only we two shall know it is true. You and I, little precious, shall know. The Rockaby Lady by Eugene Field. The Rockaby Lady from Hushaby Street comes stealing, comes creeping. The poppies they hang from her head to her feet, and each hath a dream that is tiny and fleet. She bringeth her poppies to you, my sweet, when she findeth you sleeping. There is one little dream of a beautiful drum. Rub-a-dub it goeth. There is one little dream of a big sugar-plum. And lo, thick and fast as the other dreams come, of pop guns that bang and tin tops that hum, and a trumpet that bloweth, and dollies peep out of those wee little dreams with laughter and singing, and boats go a-floating on silvery streams, and the stars peek-a-boo with their own misty gleams, and up, 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 where the mother moon beams, the fairies go winging. Would you dream all these dreams that are tiny and fleet? They'll come to you sleeping. So shut the two eyes that are weary, my sweet, for the Rockaby Lady from Hushaby Street, with poppies that hang from her head to her feet, comes stealing, comes creeping. The stars are shining quietly now, and the dreamers are dreaming. Thank you for sharing these timeless poems with Storyland Classics. Wherever you are tonight, may your sleep be peaceful, your dreams be beautiful, and may tomorrow bring new joys to discover. Good night.